Alright, what's good everybody? So welcome. This is actually gonna be a kind of a part two video. So we did have now created this somewhat a solidified understanding of who could be in the launch roster. I do firmly believe like at least 90% of this roster here is it's kind of expected. No, I did notice that I did not include Sheila in the last time, but I think she could be a playable character as well, but then we have to like kind of swap out. So it could easily be this guy here, Anilazo or freaking Gas. Like I because those are like the kind of the characters I feel like they're probably gonna swap out, or even probably Evil Boo. But I don't even think that way. Um, so now I do want to just discuss now on the DLC, right? This game is gonna have DLC. I mean, literally most fighting games have DLC. I mean, Smash, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, you name it. They're all gonna have DLC, and you know, so that is something is gonna be inevitable. So I do want to start a video in discussing kind of the possible DLC packs they'll do. I will be referring to Xenoverse 2 because that is also a very similar game to Budokai. Not exactly the same way, but it's like they're both arena fighter games, you know, a lot of characters and stuff. So it's similar. They have a lot of similar elements, but obviously they do their own thing, right? So the way that Xenoverse has 16 DLCs, pretty inconsistent because I know there's some that include two, but DLC one, the first DLC include two characters, three characters. This one says two, four. So I do feel like for when it comes to for Sparking Zero, I do feel like the DLCs are naturally gonna become more bigger in size. So actually let's go discuss it, right? Let's go with actually the easiest one here. Let's actually go with superheroes. So with superhero, I think this one is kind of a no-brainer. It's either gonna be yeah, so super is gonna be the first Gohan, Super Saiyan Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, Beast Gohan, Piccolo. Now I'm gonna be looking at this from the worst case scenario. Um, and then Orange Piccolo. Now he does turn giant in the end, in the movie, but again, they may cut corners. You never know. We're just gonna predict the worst case scenario. So just hear me out, right? And Cell Max. Now you may be wondering, wait, don't the transformations also take into account the roster? Yes, that is true. But the way I'm looking at this DLC is just characters by their individually, right? So, Gohan is one, Piccolo is two, the Gammas is three and four, and then Cell Max. You see, in this DLC pack, you would have transformation aside, you would have effectively five individual characters. And to me, I feel like if they're selling a DLC pack with like five characters in it, I feel like that is kind of realistic for a game that is gonna have over 164 at launch. Um, so I do feel like at the worst case scenario, this is probably gonna be the DLC for thing. Now some other characters I do can think of like is maybe Giant Orange Piccolo, Pan, maybe Dr. Hito, and also Magenta. But again, I'm not gonna delve into kind of characters that probably don't have the strongest chances. I mean Piccolo, yeah, you could, but they may cut corners. But yeah, the worst case scenario, this is probably gonna be the DLC they're gonna do for what's it called? Yeah, superhero. The next DLC I can really think of as well is GT. So for just actually call this DLC 2 GT. Now, obviously, they're not gonna show everybody here as DLC. I think that's kind of an unrealistic expectation, and I don't think they're gonna sell the Super Saiyan 4s into one pack. I feel like what they're gonna do, and look, guys, look at this from the perspective of a company. Like, think of like how a corporate standpoint would do. If you're gonna sell, like, if you're gonna put your eggs in all one basket, then people are not because like let's look at it, right. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta into one DLC pack. Um, but then that's definitely gonna sell a lot. That's definitely gonna sell a lot, right? But if you do a DLC pack with like I don't know, Pan, Trunks GT, Goten GT, or Oof, it's probably not gonna be as strong. Or let's say like one with like General Rildo or Android 17, it's not gonna be as strong. So I feel like Probably a bad example, but I feel like if they want people to sell, like they want to make a lot of money, because obviously this game technically will be live service in a, not live service in that fashion, but it's gonna have a lot of DLC over time, right? Um, they're gonna have to keep the DLC packs kind of balanced, and some people will want to, because like let's look at Xenoverse 2 for example, how they do it, right? Let me just look at DLC like Kefla, Super Baby 2. I mean, that's kind of a reasonable. That is a reasonable kind of characters that people will want for. Or let's say, I'm trying to think. Oh, look, this is actually the perfect example. If they were to sell, let's say, Ribrianne, like let's say her with I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example like Majub. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna sell a lot, to be completely honest. But then you see this is the incentive they do. This is the incentive. That what they do is that they add in characters people will care for. So like obviously the Vegetas here, the Super Saiyan God and Vegeta Evolution. That is the way I see it, right? So I think that they're gonna have to probably split this apart. And again, I'm gonna look at this at the worst case scenario. So what I think this will be is it's gonna be GT Goku, the first pack. It's gonna be Pan. No, I actually do think that Trunks, GT Trunks would definitely has a good chance being there. I was actually very surprised he was not in the original game, but I feel like Trunks is an arguably easy lock character to come by, because because like a lot of like games that obviously do GT, like even Dokkan Battle for example, when you think of GT, like these three are obviously like kind of the big three, right? And then let's say Baby, and then I think you could make Maju. You could make Jugba. So this will be one, two, three, four. Wait. One, two, three, four, five. So yeah, five characters. I mean that is kind of a reasonable amount. If they do not include Trunks, I mean that'll be four. But again, I feel like five, four, or maybe even six. That I feel like that is a reasonable for a game that's gonna have hundreds of characters, and more over time. Then obviously they're gonna have another DLC for GT. I can see it. DLC 3, or just call this GT Part 2. This one will without a doubt have Android 17. Um, right here. Now I do think that GT Vegeta would obviously be another character that will be a DLC. I mean, Vegeta. I just look at like you have to look at it from characters that people will care for. Um, let's actually look at one of the recent DLCs they had, like one from not too long ago. Like yeah, like they literally did that, and I myself, like I'm not gonna lie, I fell victim to this. I like yeah, I would definitely buy GT DLC for GT Vegeta. I do feel like GT. Obviously, this is Vegeta we're talking about. People are gonna buy for Vegeta and Goku's. Those two characters, those are instant money makers right there, regardless. So, that it's a fair, and obviously who's gonna say no to Gogeta, man. Again, I not gonna hold too much weight on Goten Trunk, GT Goten. So, um, then it's gonna be Omega Shenron, Sin Shenron. I'm gonna count this, and I can also see Ice as well. So this will be one, two, three, four, five. Yeah, you see, look, this is a reasonable amount that we can expect to see, for a DLC. I will be discussing kind of like the price points later. Just kind of a ballparking. Then we gotta go with DLC 4. I think now we can start making DLCs for kind of characters. So actually before I get into movies, let's actually go for another one. Original Dragon Ball. So I actually was thinking about it, but like what if they do not include original Dragon Ball? Now the thing about original Dragon Ball, the way I look at it, right, it doesn't really have the greatest representation. I mean, a lot of games unfortunately do not treat original Dragon Ball so highly. But if they're not gonna be in the game, they're obviously gonna most likely gonna be DLC. But here's the problem: if we're going to see only Kid Goku and King Piccolo in the base game, that leaves definitely a lot of issues, because these two often, most of the time, they get skipped. They get skipped. And like these aren't exactly characters that people are gonna, you know, gonna, like they're not like big money maker characters, you know. So actually, let's actually do like a theoretical DLC for original Dragon Ball. So the way I could see it, right? The way I could potentially see it, where's where's I where I literally just had where the hell is Pick? Oh, it's right here. Where is it here? Then then who else? Yeah, I could definitely see Tao Pai Pai, Cyborg Tao. Um, who else could potentially be a DLC? So we have one, two, three. And sometimes they count this into individual characters, but I think they can probably make an exception. Um, you could say General Blue, Android 8, and then Tambourine. I'm very conflicted because I don't think Pillar Machine will show up. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think they're gonna bother doing that character. Arel is kind of a 50-50. You know, it's either her or that Sandland demon character we saw that we know from Sandland. Grandpa Gohan. Um, I'm just trying to like really think, but I feel like so we have one, two, three, four. So one, two, three, four, five, six. I mean, you could swap Tambourine with maybe. This one really gets me confused. But like, what if they also like eventually do bring in these guys? I mean, if they're not gonna be in the game, I mean, there's room for DLC. You know. So like, let's actually do another Dragon original Dragon Ball DLC. Kind of keep it balanced a little bit. So DLC 5, that would be Goku, Team Goku, Man Junior, maybe Nam, then that, and then Chi Chi. I'm not too hurt by Devilman. Um, so this will be one, two, three, four, five. I mean, yeah, this seems kind of reasonable. These does seem reasonable. I mean, if you don't want to make it even, I guess. So we got six and then six here. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think this kind of makes sense. Yeah. But again, I don't expect these characters because they always get skipped a lot. So, um, but yeah, this it's a because I definitely know it's gonna be like these definitely are locks. I'm just like I'm very unsure, but I mean Android 8 has definitely good odds. General Blue arguably, and I mean Tambourine definitely killed a lot of characters, so I mean I feel like that makes sense. But moving on. Let's go with now DLC 6. Now I think we can start doing about DBZ movies. So I actually feel like there's a lot of movies, right? A lot of movie characters. There may have to. I can see I think like four compilations actually. So let's go. Let's say they call it DBZ movies part one or something like compilation one. So they do that. Doctor Willow, if Turles, this Turles is just the power up version, so but I'm just gonna count into one character like we did back here. Just think of this Turles as like the same vein as these like actually let me just put him there just to make it easier for you guys to see. Um, then it's Lord Slug, Giant Slug. Oh yeah, Great Ape. Yeah, they're gonna have to do again if they want to make sure people buy these DLCs. They have to put in the transformations. Like yeah, even though we have never seen Great Ape Turles within on screen, they're gonna put and also he was in Buten Kati Kachi 3. So you know, so this will be one, two, three, four. Cause like their minions don't really, they don't exactly click on many. Cause the only minions that people really would probably care for at to some degree, I mean, coolers and obviously Android 13s. Um, but yeah, yeah, people are not gonna care. I don't think they're gonna care, but yeah. So yeah, this could be potential because Cooler. If I add in Cooler, I have to add in his squad as well. And using the rule of Kankuza, I think that they're actually gonna try to be more faithful in terms of the roster. So yeah. Let's actually go with now DLC 7. Again, Things can easily change. Maybe they do 10 characters per pack. We don't know. But I'm just trying to like kind of look at how they handle DLC for obviously Xenoverse as a kind of a basis. So it will be cooler, meta cooler for sure. Um, Nace and Door. I can easily see this into one DLC because they have enough characters into one. So we have one. They treat cyborgs as kind of a separate. So we have one, two, three, four, five. So yeah, I mean yeah that's reasonable. That is a reasonable size. Let's actually add more. So DLC 8. DLC 8. DBC movies part 3 now I guess. Android 8. Um, forgot his name. Android 15. Actually, yeah, he's Android 15. Then Bojack, Xania. The Bojack Squad. The other like minion I can probably see be Kogu, but I'm not gonna like. Yeah, I mean, they have potential, but like most of the time, like in most Dragon Ball games, the way I look at it, they don't even bother doing them, right? Like in Reggie Blast 2, they actually bother with these two androids. They bother with these two guys. So, you know, I'm kind of just looking at it from how they handle these characters. So this will be one, two, three, four, five. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a reasonable amount. Um, there we go. Then we have to. Where's the other? Okay, now this is the part where it gets tricky. So yeah, remember guys how I said like I did there was like a interchangeable roster. So obviously this kind of list here of characters, it can go with other characters that it could easily go with original Dragon Ball. Like these could easily be the characters we see at launch, but again, we do not know. I'm just kind of just looking at it multiple options, right? Assuming the worst case scenario for either option. So let's actually assume that this is actually gonna also be DLC. Let's do that. And then obviously this brawler is just gonna be another situation, like another skin. So this will be one, two, three, four. I mean, who else could we add though? Maybe Hatch Yak? Nah, I don't think so. Hmm. Cause like actually no, never mind because you got Broly and Gogeta. That alone, those two alone, people are gonna buy, myself included. So I feel like it kind of balance it out. Because I feel like when you have the characters like for example like Andrew 13, you're gonna have to add in a little bit more to make it more balanced. But yeah, I mean, this is already hype material. I mean I feel like this kind of makes sense because their super variants do seem because again I feel like it's stupid for them to sell a game where you have DBS Broly, but then not include DBS Gogeta. Like I get it, right? Gogeta is a high level character, but to paywall a character that should have been a part of the game to begin with, I feel like that's just dumb. It could happen. I mean, Cineverse has did that. I mean, I could literally pull it up. Let me see if a character. Freaking Python. Like we had Janemba in the game, but they didn't even include Python. Like, or let's say let me think of their character. I'm trying to think of a. Where's another character? I mean, Baby as well. It's another character that should have been there. Um, Let me see. Dabura, Buhan. Like, you gotta be kidding me, yo. Android 13 even. Like, all of these could have easily been in the game already. Like it's insane. Like you see what I mean? Like even base form Bojack, like it's just it's ridiculous, yo. It's actually ridiculous. Like this could have just been in the game, but things can happen. Things can easily happen, but I don't think that'll probably be the case for this time. I do feel like they have enough material. I mean, look how many DLC packs we have. We have not, theoretically, just this is just a theoretical. Um, on average, like 5 characters per pack, we would have like 9 DLCs. Like so far, right, obviously, right now. Okay, now we get to these other characters. Um, hmm. If Bardock is obviously not, if he's not gonna be in the game, I could easily see a DLC about Bardock. Let me see, Super Saiyan Bardock. This could be King Vegeta. Grade 8 Vegeta. Again, if you wanna sell people more DLCs, add in their transformations, they could theoretically have, you know. And then Gene. I don't think they're gonna bother doing the rest of the Bardock squad. I mean, I know ZBZ Kakarot is there in the specials. I mean, they could potentially. I mean, yeah, it's possible, but I don't think they're gonna bother doing that because if you're gonna go that far, then I think at least Bojack should have had it. But again, there's, I mean, I don't mind. The more characters, the merrier. But you know, just being realistic here, right? So, hmm. So this will be one, two, three characters. I mean, they could also sell Tarbo and then maybe Hachiak because these are also characters that appeared in OVAs. Bardock had an OVA as well, and then I feel like it would just feel weird not sell Bardock. I mean, without King Vegeta, the other Saiyans. I mean, you could include Paragus, but then like the thing is with Paragus, it's like look at who we have here, Broly. You know. Actually, yeah. Let me speaking of Chila, we gotta add her up here actually. Um, it just like it just will feel dumb. Now we're actually kind of caught myself in a corner. So, DLC 11. Who could potentially? Because we got Tapian and Hiradegan. I mean, would they put these two in the slot? I mean, let's check. But then it would just kind of feel kind of weird though. I mean, one, two, three, four, five. Unless they do this, they're adding like a Saiyans pack, and then with you know the other Saiyans. I mean, that could potentially. I'm gonna hold these off. I'm just gonna put these guys right here because yeah. So there'll be one, two, three, four, five. Yeah, I mean, they could just come up with this with like DLC the Saiyan pack or something. There should just be like DBZ movie compilation. Which one are we in? Uh, Let me put them up there. Yeah, DBC compilation 4. Let's actually look at the other movie characters. Just before I let me see. I mean, yeah, I mean they could. These guys definitely. I mean, just adding great apes. Come up with some moves in there, here and there, and boom. Chill. I think Chill is probably another character that potentially could be there. Maybe. Hmm. But then it's like, would they? Could this even work out? I mean, Broly already sells itself, so this is just extra. But then it's just so weird just to sell Fasha without Bardock. It's just, hmm. I'm trying to just think. One, two, three. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Just let me know what you guys think. I'm just really trying to OVA pack. So we will have one, two, three, and then Bardock four. Yeah, I caught myself in a corner right now. But like these are I think I are it's definitely like a fair degree that we can see. Hmm. Actually, let me show this is your other idea. Let me try this. Cause the BoJack movie took place after Broly's, so let me see. We could do this. Um, then we do this. Wrath of the Dragon. So it'll be one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. But then it's like one, two, three, four, five. I mean, hmm. Yeah, this was gonna be a little bit tricky to figure out, but to keep it balanced though, because then it was a Fusion Reborn. Um, hmm. Because like I like if they were to sell these guys alone, I just like I don't think they're gonna hold it off. And I feel like with Bardock, you're gonna have to sell them with Fasha as well. I mean, this already can sell itself. I mean, Hatchiyak, but then that would feel kind of weird. Hmm. But yeah. But again, this is just another. Um. Hmm. Yeah. But beyond that, I feel kind of very confident with like these choices here. Now, when it comes to the manga, like I said it in my previous video, the manga, right? Look at Universe 2, where like that game came out in what 2016 when the Trunks arc was happening, and then we had DLC with the Tournament of Power. We had DLC for obviously Dragon Ball Super Hero. Again, I could see like somewhere within like 7 to 10 years down the road, this game is definitely gonna last a long time. Assuming it is, I hope it's definitely a success. It definitely seems to be that this game has a lot of promise in itself. Um, so I feel like yeah, when it comes to manga, I mean, let me just kind of ballpark actually real quick. So let me just look at the manga. Where's the manga? Where is the manga? Please don't hide from me. Do not. Okay, yeah, the manga's right here. Okay. Miras, you could potentially, potential. I mean, yeah, actually, yeah, because we got Whis, so I mean, they could get away with him. Um, maybe yeah, 7-3, 7-3 right here. Maybe also, I think this is a giant form. Definitely Moro. I wonder how many more, because I know it's gonna be this guy at the very least, and then this guy as well. I don't know how this guy's gonna work out as a giant, because like this guy's actually like stuck in the earth. So it's like, how do you even do a character like that? It's like, are they gonna have to like come up with like a new model, or just not put him in the game? um, Let me see. Maybe this guy as well, because he had some significance. Um, oh yeah, actually that reminds me. Yeah, that reminds me because like they could also in a way like incentivize people, because again I hate this idea. I hate this idea, as you guys trust me. But what if what if they freaking sell like skins as DLC, man? Like I know that's not an idea that it would probably appeal to many people, but like in terms of certain circumstances, like again, worst case scenario, guys. I really want to emphasize with that, you guys. You know how this company is. Companies just care about money, right? What if they freaking sell DLCs alongside of it? Because like let's say like for example, when you buy the BoJack pack, um you would get the like the like the one that Gohan we hear wears Goku's G, or let's say for example with I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of another example. Um, let's say they didn't even do Gogeta. I mean, just I don't think they're gonna do that. But let's say they don't even bring in Z Gogeta as his own character, but the pack includes a skin of Gogeta you can wear, or even worst case scenario, or like different characters with like different moves. But I don't think they're gonna do that. But I do think that skins, there definitely be a lot of skins for a lot of characters. Um, like there's Gohan for example. I I don't think he will show up in the game, but who knows, right? I do think that tracksuit probably definitely has some chance of being there, but because like that's definitely another problem is like, what if you have to do DLC for the Granola arc, for example? Are they gonna use where's the Granola arc? It was right. It was literally right here. Oh yeah, like Ultra Ego, for example. Are they gonna? I mean, they could get away with that, but like Ultra Ego, are they gonna treat him as just like his own individual character, like let's say Majin Vegeta, or are they gonna add him on top of Vegeta Super? You know, over characters like they're definitely gonna do DLC for True Ultra Instinct Goku, even though it doesn't have like any visual differences per se. They they're definitely gonna do that. We all know that. Or like let's say like Black Frieza. Like are they gonna, when you buy the DLCs, are they gonna be added on top of their kind of the variants they appeared in the show? Like are they gonna add it on top of this Frieza here? Are they gonna make a new Frieza dedicated to just turn into Black Frieza? Like we do not know. We do not know. But we sometimes, the gaming industry right now, we kind of have to predict the worst case scenario. But just being there. But yeah, if it's gonna be the Granola arc, it's obviously gonna be Ultra Ego Vegeta. I could see also True Ultra Instinct Goku, Granola, Black Frieza, Gas. I mean, that itself is gonna sell a lot of money, man. That is a lot of money right there, man. But yeah, I'm trying to like like this like I'm struggling. Like, I feel like it would make more sense for these guys to be in launch because it would just kind of make it a lot of easier. Because if we do that right, that's gonna be, let me see. Yeah, it would just be one, two, three, four. Then you could do this, the Brolys, and then you could combine into one pack. I mean, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I mean, I feel like seven. I mean, it is definitely a famous Dragon Ball number. They could get away with that. Um, but obviously, I think I can also see it's like bundles. They're definitely gonna do that. I could easily see a way they're gonna add a bundle. Like let's say, oh, buy the GT Part One and Part Two bundle into one, and then for some discounts, they actually did that with Xenoverse. Like you could buy bundle, you save a little money. They've done that before. Like look right here. Like oh, Super Pass, Extra Pass, Ultra Pack. Like you see what I mean? They're definitely gonna set up bundles. Are they gonna add a pre-order bonus DLC character? Like, are they gonna do that? Possibly, yeah, possibly. I mean, it could be probably Daima. It could be freaking, I don't know. Maybe actually the Z Gogeta. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of a character that will make people care. But I think the only character I can think of just really is either like Sandland or maybe Z Broly or something. I don't know. But yeah, um, let me know what you guys think of this DLC pack. Oh yeah, I don't know about these guys. They have not been in the Budokai games, but this guy's this and him were in Regiblast too. So but I think there is potential. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this DLC pack. Let me know what other DLC packs they'll do. Yeah, they're definitely gonna do a lot more. I think they'll definitely do another one for Android 21 and Towa Mira. I think that is maybe even Charlotte as well. I mean, there is potential. Or even what if forms if they want to go that far. But again, um, let me know what you guys think of this theoretical DLC packs. Oh yeah, let me know how much money do you think they'll probably charge it. Me personally, I think it'll probably be like, I don't know, like somewhere between like $10 or $20. I could see like in the or maybe like $40 if it was like a complete bundle or something. I don't know. You never know. Again, just be very cautious. Be realistic. Worst case scenario, right? But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys then. Stay shining. Bye.